In Culver City, California, I'm Dwayne Brown. Hurricane Florence has been downgraded to a Category 3 storm as it barrels towards the East Coast. It's expected to make landfall in North or South Carolina late Thursday or Friday. Officials are still urging folks to leave their homes if they live in mandatory evacuation zones. Big Rawl is chairman of Charleston County, South Carolina.
You are responsible for your own life, the life of your family, and your own well-being and the protection of your property. If you have the slightest reservation about staying, get out.
More than 1 million people are under evacuation orders. Forecasters say the hurricane may stall after it hits land and then travels south. That could mean high winds and torrential rain for several days along the Atlantic coast. A coalition of farmers, manufacturers, and retailers are teaming up to campaign against President Trump's trade policies. NPR's Scott Horsley tells us the group is urging the White House and members of Congress to change course on tariffs.
The group is using the banner "Tariffs Hurt the Heartland" to draw attention to what it calls the price Americans are paying for the Trump administration's import tariffs, as well as retaliatory tariffs adopted by other countries. Brian Keel, who heads a group called Farmers for Free Trade, says while some initially downplayed the tariffs as a short-term bargaining tactic, the fallout could be lasting.
Damage is being done today. Impacts are happening today, and it's not okay. Trade is not a light switch. You can't just turn it back off and turn it back on and expect everything to go back to how it was.
The group is planning TV and radio ads, as well as a series of town hall meetings. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
Stocks finished mixed on Wall Street as losses for big tech companies and banks canceled gains elsewhere in the market. The Dow rose 27 points. You're listening to NPR News. New federal statistics show adult obesity rates now top 35% in 7 states. As NPR's Allison Aubrey tells us, the report finds no state has improved its obesity rate over the past year.
Levels of obesity vary from a high of 38% of adults in West Virginia to a low of 23% in Colorado. Despite signs of improvements in young children, John Auerbach of the Trust for America's Health says the picture is not improving.
In just the past 5 years, 31 states have seen a statistically significant increase in their obesity rate.
The group has 40 recommendations to reduce obesity, including more nutrition education. The CEO of the American Heart Association says the numbers are a stark illustration of the toll of the epidemic. The group has focused its efforts on reducing kids' consumption of sugary drinks. Allison Aubrey, NPR News.
Apple has rolled out its largest iPhone ever and a new line of watches that can detect heart problems. The tech giant